Hello! For today's video, we're going to talk about this lesson, trigonometric functions, special angles. Ano ba yung mga special angles? Meron tayong 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees, at meron pa tong kasunod. Like 90 plus 30, we have 120 degrees, plus 15, 135 degrees, plus 15, 150 degrees, plus 30, 180 degrees. Meron pa rin kasunod yon, but we are going to concentrate on these degrees. Special angle. Meron siyang equivalent value in terms of radian. Say, 0 degree is equals to 0 radian. 30 degrees is equals to pi over 6, 45 degrees, pi over 4, 60 degrees, pi over 3, 90 degrees, pi over 2. Before we look for the value dito sa mga ng trigonometric functions natin, considering itong mga special angles natin dito na nandito sa table, kunin muna natin yung lahat ng ratio ng sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, cotangent dito sa unit circle. So mag-consider tayo na in a unit circle, nandun tayo sa first quadrant. So always remember, pagka nag-measure tayo ng angle, it is always with respect to x-axis. Now, let's say we have a triangle at first quadrant. Let's say we have our radius, y, and x. Kunin natin yung ratio ng sine. The ratio of sine in this triangle, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse is y over r. Cosine, adjacent over hypotenuse, x over r. Tangent, opposite over adjacent, y over x. Pagkatapos, yung natitira na itong trigonometric functions, cosecant, secant, cotangent, are reciprocal of these three trig functions. Ang reciprocal ng sine is cosecant, kaya yung ratio niya is r over y. Secant, reciprocal is cosine, so r over x. And cotangent, reciprocal, tangent, x over y. Ngayon, alam na natin yung lahat ng ratio ng 6 trigonometric functions. Pwede na natin makuha yung lahat ng mga value na nandito sa table natin na to with 0 degrees, 30 degrees, hanggang 90 degrees tayo. Okay? So, mag-start tayo muna dito sa 45 degrees. Dito sa unit circle, label na natin na r, again, is this one, this hypotenuse. We have y and x. So, if this is 45 degrees, isa sa mga dimensions na makukuha mo pag 45 degrees is yung dalawang side, which is not the hypotenuse, is always equal. Ang ibig sabihin, if y is equals to 1, x is equals to 1. So, in that case, we have a 45, 45, and 90 degree triangle. Now, para makuha natin yung r, we need the aid of Pythagorean theorem. So, r square is equals to x square plus y square. Wherein r square is equals to x is equals to 1 and then square y is also equals to 1, and then we square it. We're going to have r square is equals to 1 square is 1 plus 1 square is 1. We have 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. And then we're going to square root both sides. We have r is equals to the square root of 2. So r is equals to square root of 2. Now, umpisa natin yung sine 45 degrees. Sine 45 degrees, meron siyang ratio na y over r. Ano yung y? Sine 45 degrees is equals to y over r is 1 over r square root of 3. 2. Now, in case na meron tayong square root sign dito sa denominator, kailangan natin tanggalin yung square root by rationalizing it. We are going to multiply this by square root of 2 over square root of 2 para mawala yung square root of 2 doon sa denominator. And then, let's multiply 1 times square root of 2 is equals to square root of 2 over square root of 2 multiplied by square root of 2 is equals to cancel yung square root kasi 1 half plus 1 half. If you're going to multiply exponent with exponent, yung exponent ina-add in terms of if you are going to multiply it. So, ibig sabihin, if we have 2 square root of 2, you also have 2 raised to 1 half multiplied by 2 raised to 1 half. Hindi ba sa law of indices, pagka multiplication, ina-add natin to. So 1 half plus 1 half is equals to 2. 2 raised to 1 half multiplied by 2 raised to 1 half is equals to 2. So meron na tayong sine 45 degrees. Nasaan ba yun? Sine 45 is square root of 2 over 2. How about cosine theta? Cosine theta, 45 degrees is equals to x over r, and x is equals to 1 over square root of 2. So, ganun din mangyayari dito. Magiging katulad din ng sine 45, that is square root of 2 over 2. How about tangent 45 degrees? Tangent 45 degrees, check na lang natin dito, is y over x. Y over x, 1 over 1 is equals to 1. Tangent 45 is equals to 1. Now, cosecant 45 degrees, the reciprocal of sine 45 degrees is cosecant 45 degrees. So, nasa ba yung sine? Sine 45 is equals to 1 over square root of 2. Huwag na natin i-rationalize kasi pag kinuha natin yung reciprocal nito, that is square root of 2 over 1. Mawawala na yung square root sign dun sa denominator kasi mapunta sa denominator is 1 pag ni-reciprocal natin to. Tanggalin natin yung 1 kasi hindi na significant yung divided by 1. So we have our reciprocal of sine 45 which is cosecant 45 degrees is equals to square root of 2. Second, the reciprocal of cosine theta, ganun din yan kung ano yung pareho lang naman to, yung sine 45 sa cosine 45, 1 over square root of 2, reciprocal of this is square root of 2. Cotangent, reciprocal of 1 over 1, which is 1 over 1, 1 over 1, reciprocal, we have cotangent is equals to 1. Okay? Tapos na tayo sa 45 degrees. Saan naman tayo pupunta? It's either 30 degrees or 60 degrees. Paano ba na-derive ang dimensions ng 30, 60, 90 degrees triangle? Ang dati kong tinatandaan is that sine 30 degrees is equals to 1 half. Sine 30 degrees is equals to 1 half. Pero, if I'm going to use this triangle, measure 60 degrees, yung lahat ng angle niya. Say, this one is 60 degrees, 60 degrees, and 60 degrees. So, hindi ito applicable para gamitin yung Pythagorean theorem. Kailangan natin na isa sa mga angle niya sa loob ng triangle is 90 degrees. Para maging 90 degrees yung isa sa mga angle niya sa loob ng triangle, hahatiin ko ito sa dalawa. So, pag nahati ko yon, magiging perpendicular yung pinangkat ko dyan. So, magkakaroon na tayo ng 90 degrees. Nung hinati ko yung 60 degrees, magiging 30 degrees na siya. And, kung yung mga dating dimension ng triangle na to is 2 units, 2 units, and 2 units, dahil hinati ko sa dalawa, ang nasa ilalim natin na to, ang magiging dimension nito is 1 unit and 1 unit. So, ang mapoform ko na to, pagka ilalagay ko na sa unit circle, magkakaroon na ako ng 30 degrees dito. This one will be 60, and you have 90 degrees, and this will be my R radius. This is my X. This is Y, and this is X. Yung X yung horizontal. Vertical dimension is Y. Now, dahil yung R is equals to 2, this one is 2. And dahil hinati natin to, ang magiging dimension ng y natin will be equals to, kasi opposite 30 degrees is 1 unit. So, opposite ng 30 degrees is equals to 1. Ano ngayon yung value ng x? Para makuha natin yung value ng 6 trigonometric functions, 30 degrees. Now, umpisahan natin hanapin yung x using Pythagorean theorem. If we have a formula which is x squared is equals to r squared minus y squared, that is x squared is equals to r squared, 2 squared is equals to 4 minus 1 square, y square. 1 square is equals to 1. So we have x square is equals to 4 minus 1. We have 3. And then square root, kabila, square root. Magkakaroon na tayong x is equals square root of 3. Now, x is equals, kunin na natin yung lahat ng value ng 30 degrees. Yung lahat ng value ng trigonometric functions. Mag-start tayo sa sine 30 degrees. Sine 30 degrees, may ratio siya na y over r. Yung y natin is equals to 1. Yung r natin is equals to 2. So, yung sine 30 degrees is equals to y over r, 1 over 2. 1 over 2. So, we have 1 over 2. So, tama yung dati ko na gagamitin. Sine 30 is equals to 1 half. So, alam mo na agad yung y. Alam mo na agad yung r. pwede mo nang gamitin agad automatic yung Pythagorean theorem if you remember this value ng sine 30. Now, ano yung susunod? Cosine theta. Cosine theta is x over r. That is, x is square root of 3 over 2. So, hindi na natin kailangang i-rationalize ito kasi nga, hindi naman square root sign yung nasa denominator. So, we have square root of 3 over 2. And then, tangent theta. Tangent theta is equals to y over x, 1 over square root of 3. So, square root of 3, i-rationalize natin ito. By rationalizing, multiply natin sa square root of 3 over square root of 3. Now, multiply this one. Square root of 3 times 1 is equals to square root of 3. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 is equals to 3. So, we have tangent 30 degrees is square root of 3 over 3. Now, madali na itong cosecant, secant, cotangent kasi reciprocal siya nitong sine, cosine, tangent. So, cosecant theta is the reciprocal of sine. We have 1 over 2 magiging 2 over 1 or equals to 2. How about secant theta? Secant theta, reciprocal of cosine theta, we have 2 square root of 3. Pero yung 2 over square root of 3, so kailangan natin itong i-rationalize itong square root of 3 over 2 kasi square root yung mapupunta sa denominator. So kung ra-rationalize natin yan, multiply by square root of 3 over square root of 3. Ang mangyayari dyan, we have 2 square root of 3 over 3. Now we have 2 square root of 3 over 2. Cotangent theta, we have square root of 3 over 3. So pagka ni-reciprocal natin yan, mangyayari dyan, is that magkakaroon ng square root dito. So, originally, 1 over square root of 3 siya. Kaya pag ni-reciprocal natin ito, itong 1 over square root of 3, it is square root of 3 over 1. Or square root of 3. Pero i-check nga natin kung kunin natin yung reciprocal ng square root of 3 over 3, kung pareho lang makukuha. Square root of 3 reciprocal nun is equals to reciprocal nito, magiging 3 over square root of 3. So, rationalizing, we have the square root of 3 divided by square root of 3, nakukuha natin, is equals to 3 square root of 3 over square root of 3 times square root of 3 is equals to 3. Cancel, makukuha natin is square root of 3. Now, pag kinonsider natin yung 60 degrees, ang mangyayari dyan, magkakaroon ng rotation itong angle natin ito o yung triangle natin na to. Yung 60 degrees na dating nasa taas, mapupunta dito kasi, di ba, yung angle natin is always with respect to x-axis. Kaya this one will be the 60 degrees. Ang magiging y value natin, yung x dati, square root of 3. And then yung x natin will be now equals to 1. Yung radius natin is also equals to 2. Hindi mababago kasi pag nag-rotate yung radius natin, di ba, we have the common distance from the origin or from the center is always the radius. So pagka nagkaroon ng rotation in a unit circle, yung radius, pare-pareho yung magiging size niyan o yung sukat ng radius. Now, let's consider this one, 60 degrees. Burahin ko na to. So, nandito na tayo sa 60 degrees. Ano yung value ng sine 60 degrees? Meron tayong ratio y over r. We have sine 60 is equals to y over r. Yung y natin is equals to square root of 3. Yung r is equals to 2. So, meron tayong sine 60 is equals to square root of 3 over 2. Cosine 60 degrees. Cosine 60 degrees. Cosine 60, x over r. Yung x natin is 1. R is equals to 2. We have 1 half. Tangent theta. We have tangent theta. Tangent 60 is square root of is equals to square root of 3, opposite, over 1. So that is equals to square root of 3. And then yung reciprocal nito ng cosecant theta is sine theta. We have 2 over square root of 3. And two over square root of 3. So 2 over square root of 3. Pag ni-rationalize natin yan, di ba, bawal nga yung may square root sa denominator, or hindi naman bawal, ibig sabihin, kailangan tanggalin natin para maging whole number yung denominator. Square root of 3 over square root of 3, then multiply 2 square root of 3 over 3. So we have 2 square root of 3 over 3. Second, ito namang second is the reciprocal of cosine 60 degrees. 1 half magiging equals to 2. Tangent, we have cotangent 60 degrees, reciprocal is square root of 3, that is equals to 1 over square root of 3. So 1 over square root of 3. So rationalize square root of 3 over square root of 3 is equals to square root of 3 over 3. So we have square root of 3 over 3. How use 0? 0 naman. Pag 0 degree naman, yung ating hahanaping value nitong 6 trigonometric functions, imagine yung Cartesian plane, or a unit circle. Nandito yung initial side. At the same time, nandun yung terminal side. Magkasama sila ng initial side. So, ang ibig sabihin, we have the theta is equals to 0. If theta is equals to 0, kung mapapansin nyo, what will happen is we have r is equals to 1. And this one is your x. X is equals to 1. So, pareho siya ng dimension. Pagka nagkaroon ng nagkasama yung dalawa na yan. Tapos yung y naman natin na to, yung y, hindi naman siya umangat. So, meaning y is equals to 0. So, para makuha natin yung value ng sine 0 degrees, ito na yung mga gagamitin natin. So, y over r, yung sine 0 degrees, y over r, y 0 over 1 is equals to 0. So, sine 0 is equals to 0. cosine 0 is equals to x over r. 1 over r is equals to 1. Tangent theta is y over x. Y over x, that is equals to 0. 0 over 1. 0. Cosecant theta, the reciprocal of cosecant theta, if we have y over r, if we have 0 over 1, and then the reciprocal of this is equals to 1 over 0. And having 0 at the denominator means it is infinity. Now, how about secant theta? Secant theta, the reciprocal of cosine theta, 1 over 0. We have again 1 over 0. Magiging reciprocal is 1 over 1. 1 over 1. Nangyari dyan, we have this equals to 1. Now, cotangent theta, the reciprocal of this is 0 over 1. Lagi may over 1. And the reciprocal nitong 0 is equals to 1 over 0. And this one is also infinity. How about yung 90 degrees? Pagdating sa 90 degrees naman, ito naman siya. Yung terminal side, nagsama dito, doon sa vertical niya, doon sa quadrantal angle niya, that is 90 degrees. This is 90 degrees. So, ibig sabihin yan, yung y is equals to 1, r is equals to 1, and then yung x naman yung magiging 0. Kanina dito yung y is 0 pagdating dito. So, hanapin natin yung sine 90 degrees. So, ito yung 90 degrees. Sine 90 degrees is y over r. That is equals to 1. So, kung 0 siya kanina, dito naman yung 1. And then, cosine 90 degrees, cosine 90 is x over r. X over r, 0 over 1. 0 divided by 1 is equals to 0. That's 0. Now, tangent is y over x. Y over x, that is infinity. Y over x, ba kasi 1 over 0. That is infinity. Now, sunod, this is cosecant theta, the reciprocal of sine. We have r over y. R over y. R 1 over 1, that is equals to 1. And second is r over x. R over x, 1 over 0, that is infinity. Cotangent is x over y, x over y, 0 over 1 is equals to 0. So, ayan na. Nakompleto na yung ating table ng spatial triangle 0, 30, 45, 60, 90 degrees.